And now my review of SculptrVR for the PlayStation VR. I've been looking for a creative VR tool for a while for the PlayStation, and while Oculus and Vive both have some great options, the PSVR has been lacking. We had a release of Cool Painter VR a while back, but it's really more of a 2D tool in a 3D environment or a VR environment, and it left me unimpressed with my first experience in a 360-degree art program. I really was expecting a whole lot more. Then I heard about SculptrVR. It's been out for a while now on the computer, but it's a fresh release for the PlayStation, and it left me impressed. It is a full-fledged VR creator tool that will enable you to make almost anything your mind can think up. If you have an artistic side, this is an incredibly versatile game. Program? Or do we call it an app? In any case, it's a lot of fun. SculptrVR enables you to build or sculpt statues and scenes and everything in between. While I'm guessing the detail is higher on a computer, it's absolutely incredible how much detail you can build into your project. One of the first stories I read on SculptrVR talked about creating a scene with a cabin off in the distance and being able to zoom all the way into that cabin so far that you could see a vase of flowers on the table. So that's where I wanted to start. Now, I don't believe I have any artistic talent to speak of, but it was still a blast. And with enough time, I was able to create something pretty cool. As far as the level of detail, it's incredible for being able to do this on a PlayStation. I took the example I read earlier and was able to go in even closer. Check this out. I created a little spider mite tick thing, and it was on the back of a ladybug. The ladybug, if you zoom out even farther, is on a flower, and that flower is in the flower pot on the table inside of the cabin that I built, right next to the beach with a massive wave overhead. I made a lake off in the distance with a waterfall, a little forest area, and a volcano in the corner with lava inside. The whole project probably took me about 4 to 5 hours, and I was a total noob at it. By the end, though, I had a decent grasp on the tools and what they could do. And oh man, do you have options. You can build using shapes, a sphere, a square, cylinder, or a cone. You can change any of those tools to sculpting tools and carve through anything with precision. There's a blending tool, an expander contractor, particles, and you have a full color palette on your left hand to be able to choose, create, or mirror any color. And they have different reflection options too. In addition to that, you have the ability to use layers, enabling you to move objects after you create them. And there is a copy and paste tool, so you can make a tree, for instance, and be able to copy it like I did and turn it into a whole forest. Sure, SculptrVR doesn't have everything you would get on a computer program designed to create 3D scenes, but on a Reddit forum where the developers, or at least one of them, talked about the app, I guess we'll call it, they say that updates are coming that will bring some additional tools and abilities like being able to export your creation to a file. Right now, you're only able to upload to the SculptrVR web portal to be able to share with other players, which actually means, though, you can log on to SculptrVR right now and open up my scene that you see on TV, and you can explore it for yourself. I also uploaded another project. I wanted to see how far in you could zoom in this program, so I created a very poor recreation of the Your Weekly Tech Update logo, just to show how bad my artistic skills actually are. I put it in a faux TV and used the copy. Now, it seems when you copy an item and reduce its size that it creates weird artifacty effects. You can't even make out the logo anymore, but for my test, it still works. I put a TV inside a TV, inside a TV, inside a TV, and so forth till I was unable to zoom in any farther. And again, for an app on a PlayStation, This is incredible. I haven't seen anyone create the Russian nesting dolls yet, but you know it will happen. You could even put them on different layers so you could open them yourself. Eventually, though, we may be able to export our creations to be used as assets in other VR creations. It's even possible that something you create in SculptrVR could end up in a game one day. It will also be helpful if we could import a reference image of something we're trying to recreate, eventually be able to move individual objects and create groups to move independently of the scene. That would rock too. It sounds like we will get multiplayer at some point. I don't know if we'll get the 16 players like they have on the computer, but even co-op would be awesome. In addition, I would love as well the ability to watch videos while you're creating. All videos would be cool, but if I only could watch, say, YouTube inside SculptrVR, I would still be happy. This is one amazing app. We're going to call it an app, right? But wait, it will have multiplayer. And one other thing I forgot to mention too, you have rockets that you could use to blow stuff up. So is this a game or an app? Or do we simply call it a program? Whatever you want to call it, it's a lot of fun. If you don't have a PlayStation VR, you can also pick it up on Oculus, Vive, Google Daydream, and the Gear VR. And I suggest you check it out however you can. SculptrVR gets 4 out of 5 stars here on your weekly tech update.